What is being proposed is not a genuine statehood. It is a fragmented territory, disconnected, without borders, without an airspace, without resources or the right of movement. It is a ghost administration that is more like a private-run prison disguised as a Palestinian state. To call this statehood is to perform a political theater that masks the destruction of Palestine. This move is also to placate us, but we will not stop our demand for a free Palestine. Simply holding placards. Starmer's double act, a public show of recognition paired with backing mechanism and violence possible while proscribing Palestine action is drenched in hypocrisy. We will not be fooled, nor will we be silenced. So here are the truths we'll keep saying loudly and plainly. We cannot talk about recognizing a Palestinian state while arming Israel and stifling a freedom of expression here in the UK. If human rights mean anything, there must be protection for the oppressed, not conditional concession that preserves the status quo. So continue
I wonder, every day hundreds of people die in Palestine, in Gaza. They're dying as they queue up for food, starving. They're dying inside their tents, at the sea, at the hospitals, at the mosques, at the churches. They're being bombed day and night for 21 months. And Keir Starmer here is watching. He's watching us.
Shame!
Do you know why? I know he's watching us because he's sending his spy flights over Gaza. He's taking footage of the carnage in Gaza, of the genocide. He knows exactly what is happening. He knows what Israel is doing in Gaza. He's killing the people in Gaza. He's still sending weapons to Israel to kill us. Shame on him!
Shame!
Shame on everyone who's killing people in Gaza. And I wonder, what is it wrong with the Palestinian people? What is different with us that makes our blood spillable, our life expandable, our cities easy to be destroyed? What is with our children that makes them killable, starvable? What does Keir Starmer see in the Palestinian people that makes him do not care? What is it?
Racism!
We need answers. We need answers. A few years ago when I came here to the UK, I was told this country is a country of democracy, of human rights, of international law, of human rights. I was told that the power is with the people, is with you. I was told that the people in power, in parliament, they just represent you. And I came to understand that even you, the British people, your voice don't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Keir Starmer, we have done everything in our power. We haven't played it by the book. We haven't protested too much. We have called on you too much. We have shared our stories. We have told you the truth. We have done everything. We have protested. We have taken legal action. But you haven't listened to us. So tell us, what is it? What is it that we must do as citizens of this country to make you listen to us, to make you look at us as normal, equal human beings? Keir Starmer, who do you represent? Who do you represent? Is it the people here? Is it the people here who have been protesting for nearly 2 years? Who have been asking you, with all the language that we know, to stop aiding and abetting the genocide? Keir Starmer, history books are open and they're being written. So please, don't be on the right side, don't be on the wrong side of history. Thank you.
Free, free! Palestine! Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
Keir Starmer, shame on you!
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 Make some noise for Palestine! Our next speaker is a long-term friend of the Palestinian movement and the General Secretary of the NEU, the largest education union in the country, representing over 500,000 members. Please give your warmest welcome to Daniel Kabidi.
Friends, after 22 months of marching and protesting, today is perhaps the most important mobilisation that we have held as a movement, standing in solidarity with the people of Palestine. For the people of Gaza are starving, children and vulnerable adults dying of malnutrition. Mothers in Gaza are too hungry to feed their babies. People desperate for food are walking into death traps, shot at, shelled by the IDF. Doctors Without Borders have described GHF distribution system as institutionalised starvation and dehumanisation. The IDF continues a relentless bombardment by land, air and sea, schools and hospitals targeted despite being protected under international humanitarian law. Even school buildings serving as shelters for displaced people have been directly hit, a war crime. Children have had no schooling for 22 months. 92% of school buildings have been directly hit or damaged and will need either full reconstruction or major rehabilitation work. Children have been orphaned, injured, traumatised and starved. Since October the 7th, 1,000 Palestinians have been killed. Untold numbers lie beneath the rubble. Tens of thousands of children killed. Every single day, an entire classroom of children are killed. Over 1,000 doctors, nurses and paramedics killed. Over 500 aid workers killed. 226 journalists killed. Disease is rife. 20,000 buildings have just been destroyed and damaged. Farmlands lie in ruins. The lack of fuel impacts all areas of life, including water supplies and sanitation. Palestinians have been displaced multiple times. Almost 2 million people are crammed into a tiny area, representing just 12% of Gaza. What is this slaughter on a mass scale if it is not genocide? We, the people of the UK, say that this has to stop. Today, you are in your hundreds and thousands. Around the world, millions of people are marching to say, stop the killing, stop the starvation, end the famine, open the borders and flood Gaza with food and aid. Send in more doctors and nurses. Let UNRWA return to Gaza. Stop the UK's government complicity in genocide. Stop selling arms to Israel. Stop trading with Israel. Stop the genocide. Free Palestine.
Self-promotion over advocacy must come to an end. We get to decide that. We get to decide what we use our voices for. To remain silent is to be complicit in one of the greatest crimes against humanity of our time. To remain silent is to say that commercial success is more important than the lives of people who have been fighting for their freedom for decades. Their freedom is our freedom. Written by the Palestinian poet from Gaza, Noor al-Latif, she wrote this poem a few weeks ago as Israel's mass forced starvation of the people of Gaza began to culminate in people starving to death, many collapsing in the streets of organ failure. Noor's poem was when bread was gone. Free Palestine.
It is never a game for everybody! And finally, I want us to connect our struggles. The injustice that is happening in this country right now, the two-child benefit cuts, the cuts for disabled people, the cruel treatment of migrants, and people in the silent movement fleeing their lives, being completely demonized by a right-wing media. And the reason why this is important in the Palestine protest is because it is the same people, the same multi-millionaires and billionaires, the corporations who are destroying our environment, destroying our democracy, destroying our community.
It looked like it was going to you.
Upside down. They are the ones that are trying to make you think when you are standing for peace that you are really standing for war. But we must be clear in our thinking. We must be authentic in our speech. We must stand in our truth and recognize there is a genocide happening. There is apartheid in the Israeli state. And we will keep turning out. We will keep raising our voices. We will keep using whatever platform we have to say free Palestine, because in our symbols, in our millions, we are all Palestinians. Thank you and solidarity.
Ellos están escuchando.
I don't quite know what we're doing.
New York and founded a trade union. And my mother, who fought all her life for money, for mothers, and has been on every march for Gaza, and who sits here in the front row today. It is also the tradition of armed struggle against any kind of genocide. There were more than 100 incidents of Jews blowing up their curses during the Second World War.
government is a lifeline. You, Keir Starmer, are on a sinking ship called the State of Israel. Don't do it for the Palestinians. We know that you don't have a heart. You don't care for the Palestinian people. So we are no illusions that you might change your stance on the Palestinians. Do it for your own self-preservation. Israel is doomed! These Western governments think that with their statements and their declarations that they will recognize a so-called Palestinian state under certain conditions, that things can go back to how they were before this genocide. Things will never go back! The world has changed. The people are awake. They have opened their eyes. And they will not stand for a crime like this ever again! My friends, the path may still be long, but we are not deterred. We are not tired. As long as the Palestinians of Gaza stay steadfast, we must stay steadfast. When you go home today, I want you to make as much noise as possible. Let the world know that tomorrow is a new day. And
Excuse me.
Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Friends, thank you. Thank you for continuing to come out and continuing to refuse to be silent. But we all know that we are in a repressive environment where they are trying to suppress our solidarity, prescribing groups as terrorists, charging leaders of this movement, and repressing student activists. We want to send our solidarity to the student of South Higher Allen, spoken many times on this platform, and who's been expelled or started or acted on the We send our solidarity to Higher and her campaign against this expulsion, and our solidarity to the brave students who continue to stand up for Palestine. We stand with you. Our next speaker is a comedian and writer who has been using his platform to speak out against Israeli war crimes and fundraising for Palestinians facing this horrific genocide. So friends, please give a warmest welcome to Eva Graham.
I'm not a political comedian, traditionally. Most of my material over the years has been about things like line bites. This is a big gig for me. I'm so proud to be speaking here, and I'm so grateful to be speaking here, and I'm nervous to be speaking here, but also I'm sad to be speaking here, because none of us should be here at all, because none of this should be happening, and we all know this. Millions of people in the UK and hundreds of millions of people around the world know that there is a genocide happening in Palestine, but people feel powerless and they don't know what to do beyond donating and sharing and signing petitions. And I've been so proud over the last 2 years to tell friends to come to events like these and feel how much stronger we are when we are together in the streets, standing together for Palestine. A few weeks ago, I was watching Kneecap at Glastonbury with my brother and my sister. I know there couldn't be a much more cliche thing to talk about at an event like this than how great Kneecap were at Glastonbury, but they were. We were in the woke capital of the Western world. 30,000 people in a field trying to find each other. Friends on the phone saying, we're underneath the Palestine flag. And I was saying, that does not help at all. Came on stage, and they were brilliant. And we watched Mo Farah speaking about the genocide more articulately and determinedly than anyone else I've heard really in the last 2 years. And then he said, right, here's another tune. And they played a song called Your Sniffer Dogs Are Shite. It was incredible to be there in that moment. And my brother and I, we could see mosh pits near the front. And we were talking about whether we could start one ourselves and whether people would join us. And my brother said, the energy is there. We just have to channel it. So we prepped a few people around us and we waited till our favourite song, H-O-O-D, and then we started the mosh pit. And so many people got involved, and it was one of the most exciting moments of my pathetic life. We're all here wondering about what we can do, and it feels so constantly horrific and helpless, and we get the news directly from Palestine every day on our phones. But there's less and less, because journalists are being targeted and civilians are being starved to death. There was a journalist I followed and loved and respected called Hossam Shabbat. He was 23 and he was so brave and he was so brilliant and he was posting every day about his life on the ground in Gaza. And then in March he was killed by an Israeli airstrike. His future snatched away like all of the other journalists and doctors and aid workers and parents and children who've been killed in Palestine since 2023 and before 2023. We're so lucky to be here in this solidarity movement. I'm so grateful to be here with my family, my siblings are here, my daughter is here, I've got friends here, thousands of other people who care. People of all ages and backgrounds bonded by our basic humanity. Muslims and Jews and Christians and atheists sharing in our horror of what is going on. There is so much we can do, and there's so many people on this stage and in this crowd more qualified to speak about than me. I'm so grateful to all the people I've watched and I've learned from in the last 2 years, here and elsewhere. People like Ben Jamal, and Khalid Abdallah, and Owen Jones, and Zara Sultana, and Francesca Albanese, and Lisa Hartman, and Friendship Krista, and Gary Lineker, people who have done more than Portugal, government, and Armenia. But the simplest instruction for anyone is we just have to keep watching and listening, and we have to keep protesting and just talking to each other. A lot of the UK comedy industry is at the Edinburgh Fringe at the moment, and we're performing shows about our lives while there's a genocide happening, and we're performing these shows in buildings which are owned by Edinburgh University, which is one of the universities most complicit in this genocide. We're still doing our shows, but a group of us have started meeting up every day in Edinburgh to talk about Palestine and share in the hope and the pain and the shame of it, and to try and capture any of the spirit that we're all feeling being here today. And how we can resist anyone who's saying, why are you doing this but not this? Or saying this but not this? Or boycotting this but not this? All we know is that we are doing our best, and we are getting better, and we are getting stronger, just like we are all getting stronger for being part of this movement. The energy is there, we just need to channel it. We should start these conversations whenever we want to talk about it, because it affects all of us. In our thousands, in our millions.
As it happened. No genocide was so confessed to as it happened. Israeli leaders told the world that they saw the Palestinian people as the enemy, as human animals. They told the world they'd wipe Gaza from the faces of the earth and build what they called a city of tents. They told the world they would cut off the essentials of life. All of this was confessed to from day one. Normally, when a state commits a terrible crime, they go to great lengths to cover it up, and yet in this case, the opposite happened. And we may ask ourselves, why? Why self-incriminate yourself so openly, so flagrantly? And the answer is simple: because Israeli leaders knew from the beginning they had total impunity granted to them by our political elites and my colleagues in the Western media who facilitated this genocide from day one. Israeli leaders knew that they could exterminate and obliterate with abandon. They knew they could destroy hospitals, schools, they could murder frightened children, and they could bury screaming babies in rubble. They could torture, they could rape, and they could starve an entire people and get away with it, and my goodness were they correct. Now after 21 months of daily genocidal depravity, as images of emaciated Palestinians become impossible to suppress, a pandemic of hand-wringing has broken out amongst my colleagues in the Western media and in the corridors of power. But it is not driven by any desire to save the Palestinian people from the apocalyptic ruin imposed upon them by the West. It is driven by a desperation to save reputations and indeed to preserve the freedom of the politicians who armed and facilitated this genocide, because mark my words, one day they will be hauled before the courts, and one day they will be sent to prison for war crimes and complicity in genocide. A reckoning is coming. A reckoning is coming. In October 2023, I wrote a column with these following words. I wrote, as the calamity of Israel's onslaught against Gaza becomes apparent, those who cheered it on will panic about reputational damage and plead their earlier ignorance. Do not let them get away with it this time. And friends, we're not going to let them get away with it, because a reckoning is coming. A reckoning is coming. And yes, today the architects of genocide have turned the world on its head. They have built a world where 83-year-old retired vicars called Sue are considered by the law dangerous terrorists who are a menace to society because they oppose the extermination of children, whilst at the same time politicians who armed the mass extermination of tens of thousands of civilians are treated as respectable statesmen. But friends, you can only turn reality on its head for so long. And those who are opponents of genocide, who end up being jailed, they will know, as they stare at their prison ceilings, they will have the comfort of knowing that they stood against a genocide, whilst those in the future, because the tables will be turned. One day, we will have a government that doesn't need to draw up new laws to prescribe people who oppose genocide. They will simply enforce the existing law, the Genocide Convention of 1948, which criminalizes complicity in genocide and imposes a legal obligation on a government to prevent genocide. And friends, they will be dragged away and they will be hauled before the courts. And when they are staring at prison ceilings, they will have no such comfort. All they will have is the screams of Palestinian children to torture them for the rest of their lives. Friends, accountability is coming. Justice will come. Time is running out for the complicit. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. They will go to prison. We will get justice. Keep fighting. Never get up. And to the Palestinian people, in your darkest moments, we say this to you: we will never give up on you. Free Palestine.
Free! Free! dancer who made headlines across the world for holding a Palestine flag at the end of their performance at the Royal Opera House. Since then, they have organised with their colleagues for a BDS victory, with the Royal Opera House scrapping plans to bring an upcoming production to Israel. So please give a very warm welcome to Danny Perry.
Hi everyone. This is the first time I've done anything like this, so please bear with me. The role of a dancer is silent for the majority of our career. We learn that movement is a powerful language, and we choose to use our bodies as tools of communication. Well, my tolerance for silence is over. I'm here today to call upon my fellow artists to join in a different type of movement. One that requires us to work together to remove and boycott corporations that support the ongoing genocide in Gaza. Because of my recent demonstration and the 187 signatures by the artists and members of staff at the Royal Ballet Opera, the House in Speaking has cancelled their production of Tosca with the Israeli National Opera. This is a massive achievement for what the BDS movement, and we must recognise this happened because of collective activism. We are at a critical point of transition, where cultural institutions are yielding to our demands.
Wonderful.
We must keep reminding them that culture isn't created by buildings, it's made by us, the people. We must demand an end to cultural complicity and genocide. In order for us to do this, we need to actively challenge our ideas about what is acceptable. Is it acceptable for cultural institutions to insist that they are politically impartial when they simply align their values to the highest bidder behind closed doors? The Royal Opera and several other institutions are still accepting sponsorship from Bloomberg philanthropy, who are being extremely about the facilitation of the legal sector infrastructure of Palestine.
Banging on my door. What happened? I think we're well over. Go back to my location.
Io chiamo Marco.